Everybody, it's Jeannie from Jeannie's Palette, and today we are with DIY with Aria and Lolly D's Creations for Wood Round and Reef Wednesday. They host this playlist once a month. Make sure you check out their channels, which are tagged in my description, along with the playlist link so you can see everyone else who submitted a video today. Let's get started. This project, I found this base. Actually, it had a bowl. It was a compote. It was a metal compote, and the top accidentally broke off. So I took the bottom part, and I am here adding Dixie Belle gold metallic paint to it just to make it look a little more festive, like Christmas. And this is going to be the base of our project. So I just keep adding the gold on there to make that look really pretty. I want to take this time to again thank our host, Lolly D's Creations and DIY with Aria, for hosting this playlist once a month and allowing me to be a part of it today. So here we are. We've got our base all painted, and we're going to add our wood round here shortly. I think I'm like showing the solder lines on it here instead of just getting to it, right? All right, so here's my wood slice that I'm going to use. I got this from Hobby Lobby last year, I do believe. And it's just a nice little wood round, and they usually have those in their Christmas section. So I'm going to glue this on, and I do use hot glue because I wasn't sure I was going to like it and wanted the option to remove it if I needed to. So I'll be adding some E6000 to that to secure it more. Now, I've got this nativity set also from Hobby Lobby. I do apologize for cutting their heads off, but I do try to fix that there. And here, I'm just going to glue them to the bottom. I'm fidgeting with his staff quite a bit there because it's too long, but it's going to turn out okay without me doing anything to it. I did mention that in recording this, that I'm not sure why Joseph is pictured with a staff like that looks like a shepherd's hook. So here we are gluing it down to the center of our wood round. And now I have a wire brush tree, and this is a nice one. And I got in a big pack of trees. I'm going to glue that back there, and I'm putting it opposite of Joseph so that it adds some height to the project on both sides and balances it out. And this piece here is a greenery tie that I got from Hobby Lobby in a pack. And I'm just going around the base and just to give it a more finished look around them in case there's a crack or anything, especially since it was off balance. And I glued that in around them there. And now I am pointing at her dress. I'm not sure what her dress, her outfit, and it looks kind of pink. So I'm going to add some pink ornaments to it, and I have some shiny ones, and we're adding those all around to just make a beautiful centerpiece for either our table or maybe you have a foyer in our home and you want to put something there. But I think it would look fantastic on a dining table. So I just get these on, putting them all around here. I speed it up there a little bit. I do end up taking some of these off because I'm going to add a couple more little wood slices here in just a second. Again, if you're new to my channel, I usually do paint and crafting. I do enjoy doing, but I'm a painter. So I've got these two little wood slices here. I'm going to glue those together. They came from Hobby Lobby too. And I'm going to just stack them to give it a little bit of height and putting a hole on the back towards the back. These are supposed to be ornaments. I got that little candle from the Dollar Tree. So I just wanted to sit that there, and then we'll put some more ornaments around and get a little dab of glue under there. Wasn't quite secure, and we'll put the ornaments around to enhance it some more. So if you like what you see, I do hope that you will subscribe to my channel and check out the other folks in this wonderful playlist that is put on once a month. I've got some fantastic folks here. As I said earlier, I do appreciate being included. We'll get these on here, and then I think I turn off the candle there because it was distracting me a little bit. And then we'll finish her up here. Now this is a flower pick that came from Hobby Lobby as well. I think it came over from the ribbon section and not even the holiday, even though it is sparkly. And I'm pulling it apart and adding the little line of balls, just poking them in as filler, and then we'll be gluing those down to make it look more festive and filled up with pretty sparkle. And then I'm going to add some greenery to it. Here I'm just going to show you all the way around how it's looking so far. So pretty. So pretty. Let's add a little bit of glue right there because it wanted to poke up in a weird spot. And here we go. So I have another one of those green ties that I put around the Holy Family, and I cut it in fours and just put the little pieces, tucked them in here and there to give it a more finished look. And then I decide here shortly that it needed a little something else. And so I'm going to add some clear pink balls that are actually vintage decorations. I say vintage, I mean, they could be from the 80s, but they're not recent. They are glass, and I'm going to add those in there just to give it a nice feel. Well, there's our candle back on again so we can get a good picture of it. And now we finished her up. I think it looks amazing. I love it. I love it. I'm keeping it for myself. All right, guys, don't forget to check out that playlist. Again, I've got one more project coming up for you, and I'm going to show you the finished results here on this one. All right, for this next one, we'll need a wood slice, and I got these napkins from, excuse me, Amazon. There's 3 different scenes of nativities, and I'll show those to you. This one is the Old Holy Night, and then Peace, Joy, and Love, and there's one more. If I can pull it out. Do declare. And then the last one I have is Joy to the World. And these are so pretty. They are 2-ply napkin and have to peel off the back. So I've already done that, and we're going to get started. So I have my little wood slice, and we're going to put some Mod Podge on that. So we're just decoupaging that napkin image on there. And I picked the one that had the full manger scene, but we only have room for just the barn. I'm just going to put a thin layer of the Mod Podge on here, just like so. And I did go ahead and cut out the image. This napkin is super hard to tear and rip, so it's just easier to go ahead and take care of everything before we get started. Make sure the hole is at the top of these little wood slices. So this fits perfectly with our wood slice theme. And I did get it a little bit big right here, so we'll cut off the edge of that and put it like that. Now we'll just give her a press down, get it dry, and then put on another coat of the podge. Alright, while that's drying on the other side, I'm just flip it over and we'll get started on this side. I have these tiny little stencils, like it came in a pack, a whole bunch of different little things for Christmas, and I think this one will work great for our image, and we're going to put it right on there. Look at there, it's going to fit almost perfectly. And what I have in mind for this is using my clear golden regular gloss heavy body medium, and some gold paint. So let's get that mixed up and get it on. Okay, so I did end up using Dixie Belle Gold Digger paint because I couldn't open the other one. Now inside this, it looks white, but it will dry clear. And I have mixed it with the gold paint here, and it's got a creamy texture once you have it all mixed up. Alright, and then I'm just going to take this flat-edged plastic paint spatula I got from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to get my paint on there. You just need it on one side, like that. And I haven't taped this down, so we need to secure it. And then we're just going to cover the, oopsie, cover the entire thing with our mixture that we have made. And then we're just going to lift up our stencil. I like to pull away from me. The bottom looks pretty good. And that's where I did that little double lift that I have, but it's okay. It is fixable. So we've got that there. Now the reason I like the gel is because it is helpful. I can take a bamboo skewer and go right in here and lift that out around it if you do it before it dries. So I think it still looks pretty good. And I did leave it with the wood look on the back. I like that, but maybe I should have painted it white and it would have looked a bit better. There we go. Get that out of there while it's still wet. It'll take not too long. I usually wait a day before I do anything else to it, but I think this will be dry soon. And there it is. I think that's very pretty. Like that. Now I'm going to take a little bit of that, I put the Mod Podge on, so that's why it looks that milky white. And I'm going to take some of that same gel that we used on the back, and we're just going to go around the front edges around that napkin with that. Now I've already screwed up the back. I touched it. So I did smush in the letters and spread out the paint. I'm just going to use my fingers because I think that's going to look better than what I'm doing here. I'll do this. Get some of that off of there. I have done this before, even though it doesn't look like it. We'll just get our edges here a little bit better. Get it framed in some. And make it not so harsh around the napkin. Get that going there. It's our camel head. So, and I'll just, you could use a paper towel and wipe off part of that if you wanted. I don't mind getting some of the gold like over on the napkin some more and just giving it a little more shimmer. I think that is turning out really very pretty there. And this is what happened to the back. So you can still almost see the stencil, but I stuck my finger right in it and smushed it. Now we need a bamboo skewer or toothpick or something like that to stick in here, make our hole bigger, and then put our twine in. And this is not the twine that came with this wood slice, but it's what I could find. So I'm going to fold it right in the middle after I cut it. and then push that through the hole, maybe. So I did have to use my bamboo skewer to poke it through, but this is what we have. We're going to take these two tails and pull them through the loop and tie it like that. That'll make it so it'll hang flat instead of hanging sideways when we get ready to do it. And then we're going to put on some little beads. Okay, so that is impossible because what I have is too thick, but it's still going to be pretty. We're going to take it and just tie a little knot right here so we've got a way to hang it. Usually what I would do is slide both the strings through the bead and put it right up there at the top. And I'll show you one here that I did with the twine that came with the wood slice. Words are hard. And that's what we had there with that one. And I did put part of that napkin on the back. On this one, I painted with blue suede chalk paint, and I cut out the words from the napkin. As you see, the napkin was blue, and then I went over top of it with some glitter paste medium, very much like that gel medium that I used for my paint on this one. And now I do apologize that that stencil did not work out as planned, but that does turn out really pretty usually. And I'll probably put black on it or in the gel and do the same thing. It gives it a raised look. So that's what I have for you, those pretty little ornaments. Guys, don't forget to check out the link in my description for the rest of the playlist. And check out our host, DIY with Aria and Lolly D's Creations. They are both fantastic creatives, and they host this playlist once a month with wood rounds and reef forms. What in the hey, I can't even talk. But here's what we have. I'm so glad that they let me be in their playlist. Hopefully they'll let me come back. Check out the rest of the playlist for more inspiration. Ta-ta for now.